fan is moving, but
Yeah, I don't hear a damn thing.
it's just reading the ambient. What do we do?
I think we should be quiet.
So Be Quiet was nice enough to send us the Straight Power 10, and before we get into how the hell they got it so darn quiet, let's talk about Be Quiet, because a lot of people don't know who they are or where they're from, but they're huge in Europe, they're pretty big in Asia, but they're not that big in the US. Really high quality, made in Germany, so you can tell just by looking at it, it's a beautiful PSU. It's got great components on the inside, and that's one of the things that actually makes it really quiet, but we won't go there just yet. First of all, let's break down the line. They have the Dark Power Pro series, which is their highest top of the line series. That's for overclocking, basically exclusively. It has this thing called the OC key. And I don't know if it's an actual key because I haven't seen it, I don't have it, but apparently what it does is it will join all 4 separate rails into one big rail if you want it to be that way. Or if you want to have 4 different graphics cards, then you can go ahead and have them separate. Now the Straight Power is the high-end to mid-range one, so that's what we're looking at here. It comes in different flavors. There's modular and non-modular, and then the modular comes in 5, 6, 7, and 800 watt, and the non-modular comes in 4, 5, 6, and 700 watt. Now below this line, there's the Power Zone, which is exclusively for gaming. Lots of wattage, lots of amps for big graphics cards, but not a big price tag, so you can spend more money on your graphics cards than on your CPU and all this other stuff that doesn't really matter that much. And then finally, the Pure Power L8, which is their bare bones kind of entry level, but it's still really, really quiet and still supports the Be Quiet name. All right, so let's talk about how they got it so quiet. Let's take a look on the inside. First thing you'll notice is that lots of really good high quality components in here. The capacitors are extremely silent. They never, ever, ever whine, even if you're drawing 99.999999% of the amps that the rails can draw. They're gonna be really, really quiet. There's no glue on top, just really good components. And they're also laid out in a way there's a lot of airflow. So when there's a lot of airflow, you need less of a fan, and when you have less of a fan, you have less of a noise. But that said, they put a really, really quiet fan in here. This is the Angel Wings 135 fan. It's got everything you could ever think of to make a fan more silent. It's got a really cool fan blade design. It's got a fluid dynamic bearing with a copper core. It's got a 6-pole motor. Now the 6-pole motor, what it will do is basically, if you're doing a 60 hertz input, on your power, it's 6 poles, so it can actually idle down really, really low before it stalls, and that'll make it extremely quiet when it's not getting a lot of load. Still so silent that we can't measure it in this room. It's like 20 decibels below the ambient, so this is no use for that. And it also has a funneled intake. I don't know if you can see right here, but this kind of goes down a little bit softly with a radius, and so there's no sharp edges, and air's not going to go over and create turbulence. It's going to be nice and quiet, so that's really good as well. As far as specs goes, this thing has 4 12-volt rails. 2 of them have 18 amps on them, and 2 of them have 20 amps on them. The 3.3 volt has 24 amps, and the 5 volt has 24 amps. That gives you a total of 576 watts on the 12 volt and 140 watts on the 3.3 and the 5 volts, and it has a 0.25 watt standby draw. Now, as far as connectors go, there's a 24-pin motherboard connector, 2 12-volt P4 connectors for your CPU, and then you have 4 PCI Express, which are 6+2 modulars, and then you have 9 SATA, 3 Molexes, and a floppy. If you're still using floppy, just kill yourself. Other good things to note on this thing, it is Haswell E compatible, fully certified, ready to go, so there's no problems with your X99 systems. It also has the zero load support design, so it will support your deep power down C6 and C7 states from Intel, and it's got a 5-year warranty with a $129 price tag. So as far as 600 watt high-end PSUs go, this is great, and on top of it, it's probably a little bit quieter than almost anything else you can get on the market. So yeah, this is a pretty quiet and awesome PSU from Be Quiet. They haven't been really too popular in the past, but hopefully they'll be popular in the future because this is good stuff, and yeah, check it out.